I've been meaning to make this video for a long time, but I was afraid. But time has come. The time has come for me to sit down and really make this video my coming out story. I wanted to share this with you guys because as a young black man, we're under a lot of pressure to conform to the ideals of what black men are supposed to stand for, what the black community wants. And for me, it was extremely tough to come out. It was difficult. I was afraid of the stigmata that would attach to me, the judgment, the hate, how my family would react, how strangers would react. A black man coming out, it's crazy. But I had to do it. So I'm sorry for taking so long to tell you guys this story, but the time has come for me to really, dive in and open up to you guys, share some of the backstory of how I gained the courage to approach my family and come out and tell them that I was different from what they were expecting. I was different from the norm. I was no longer going to be a conforming black male. I was going to do something different with my life. I was going to switch it up, And some people in my family were suspicious of me, They could see the writing on the wall. They said, this guy, he's a little bit different. He's a little bit strange. He's not fitting the stereotypical black male agenda in America, But they were afraid to confront me about it until I gained the courage to come out and tell them, right? My grandparents, they were mad, especially on my dad's side. They were so upset when I came out. They said, I can't believe you're betraying us like this. How could you do this to our family? It was a sad day, but I felt a weight was lifted off my chest, coming out, telling them what I really thought, breaking the brainwashing that's been put on us by society and just being myself, If you have to live in the shadows and hide who you really are, that's unacceptable, This persecution of people that are non-conforming, people will get mad at me, they'll get upset. But at the end of the day, I'm my own self. I got to do what makes me feel right. So that's why I came out to my family, right? Those letters changed my life. I was finally part of a community. I finally made it openly, able to tell people, dress how I wanted, tell them what I felt, tell them what I believed in. And I think that you might be in there too, right? You might be in the same boat. If you're in the same boat as me, I want you to come out. Don't be afraid. You can come out and tell people what you think. Tell people that you really believe in what is true. You're not conforming. You're not following that mold that was created for you. And that's why I came out as a MAGA supporter. That's why I came out as a MAGA supporter. That's why I did it. I came out because I had to let people know that I didn't give a fuck. I am not going to cater to the liberal agenda, to the liberal propaganda, to the lies that they force down our throats. Just because you're black doesn't mean you need to be a liberal. You don't need to be a Joe Biden supporter, a Kamala Harris supporter, just because you're black. So I came out and I told my family, I'm not with that liberal agenda. I'm going to stick up for what I believe in, And a lot of people didn't like that, In America, those 4 letters will get you in a lot of trouble. MAGA. Oh, people don't like it. People don't like it. They want you to be stuck in the victim mentality. They want you to be stuck on the plantation, the liberal agenda plantation. And the craziest thing is I still say I have some liberal leanings. I really do. I don't agree with everything the conservative movement has. I really don't. Anybody who watches my streams, anybody who's talked to me knows that I will cherry pick what I believe in. But little by little, the conservatives have really garnered my support, And I think this is the natural flow of things for everyone. For almost all well-rounded human beings. You start out very liberal. You start out very socialist, very communist when you have nothing, when you haven't accomplished anything. And as time progresses and you gain more notoriety, you gain more resources, you gain more success, you're going to slant conservative because you don't want to lose what you already have. That is natural. And as a person who's non-religious, anybody who knows me knows I'm agnostic. I'm not a Christian. I'm not Muslim. I'm agnostic. But I do think that the liberal agenda, this godless society, is tearing us apart. The lack of morals, the lack of social constraints is tearing us apart. We cannot live in a world where the fundamentals of science no longer mean anything. A boy is born a male and he decides he wants to be a female and everybody just goes with it. Ridiculous. Somebody has a mental ailment and we prop them up on a pedestal like that's a good thing. We let them do whatever they want in society. It's ridiculous. The victim mentality where people think, oh, my race is holding me down. I can't do anything. I am a victim of my environment, so let me go commit crimes because that's the best I can do. And then we prop those people up. And we have whole riots and parades in the streets defending their ideology, their toxic ideology. The lack of accountability. The lack of acceptance. You know, it's ironic that the group that says that they are accepting of all will freak out over something as small as a red hat. It's insane. So this is what has caused me to become more and more conservative. More and more conservative. So yes, I did come out. I came out. And I told the people around me what I really believe in. And if they don't like it, they can fuck right off. They can fuck right off. I am not going to cater to the liberal brainwashing. I am not going to cater to this agenda that's being pushed on us every single day in the media. And I hope you agree with me. And if you're in the same shoes as me, if you're a person who is hiding in the shadows, afraid to tell your family, your friends, social media, what you really believe in, I am challenging you to come out and be yourself. Don't let these people bully you. You know, they always talk about bullying and persecution, but they're the first ones to bully. They're the first ones to persecute. They're the first ones to have a closed mind. And being black, it's even harder because for some reason, the black American population thinks that by default, you need to be liberal. If you're not liberal, you're siding with the quote unquote racists. I get a lot of flack every single day because of this. Every single day I get a lot of flack. People say, oh, this guy's a house N-word. And I tell them, why are you referencing slavery? Why are you calling me a house N-word? If I'm a house N-word, what does that make you? Does it make you a field N-word? Why are you going all the way back to slave times? Why do you have this victim mentality? You need to break those chains. And when I say I support Make America Great Again, I don't mean the stereotypical ideology. I mean, there are things from the past that are good, and there are things from the past that are bad. We can cherry pick the good things. We can cherry pick the good things. I can walk and chew gum. I'm not saying we should bring back Jim Crow, but we should bring back affordable living. We should bring back what made America strong. We can mix those things with the current things that are good, and we can get the best of both worlds. Don't let them bully you. Don't let them brainwash you. Don't let them limit your perspective. And don't get me wrong, not everything about the liberals is wrong either. There's a lot of policies that I still agree with on the left. There really is. There really is. But we need to have some sort of boundary. It can't be a free-for-all. And that goes in both directions, left and right. We can't go too far right. We can't go too far left. This hat doesn't need to stand for the Trump administration. It can stand for what it literally says on the cap. Make America great again. Because this country does have greatness, but we have to go find it. So let's do that. Let's stop bickering. Let's stop fighting. Let's stop hating each other. Let's stop judging. Let's stop persecuting. Let's be open-minded. Let's hear each other out. And let's find what works and make our country stronger. Otherwise, there's no hope for us. China's going to eat us up. China's going to eat us up. Anyways, I had to get this off my chest. I hope you come out too. I hope you come out too. Subscribe, turn on notifications. I stream every single day, and I'll catch you on the next one.